Hello everyone, my name is Raviatara Putra from Group 6. Today we're gonna talk about morphology.
Hello everyone, my name is Alfina Milatul Khaira and the last digit of my student number is 002. And today we will be talking about morphology part 2. So as we all know that morphology is the study of structures and classifications of words and the units that make up words. It is also known as the study of rules governing the formation and combinations of morphemes, which is the smallest unit of meaning. Now we are going to talk about how new words are formed. So neologisms are newly formed words. New words are constantly added into languages. So there are 9 processes of forming new words, which will be described below. So the first one is called compounding. It is creating a word with more than one root. It is also a common way to label a new thing or activity. So the example of compounding is cross trainer, which is a sport shoe for a wide range of athletic activities, and also veggie burger, a vegetarian patty that can be substituted for the meat in a hamburger sandwich. And the second one is called acronym formation. So acronyms are words that are formed from the first letter or letters of more than one words. Unlike initialism, which each letter is simply names such as FBI, acronyms are pronounced as any word would be. For example, there are NASA, which stands for National Aeronautics and Space Administrations. And also acronyms are popular because they can be said faster and easily to remember. Sometimes they represent the sentiment or a characteristic of a group or movement. So the example of acronym is MAD or MADD, which stands for Mothers Against Drunk Driving. And the third one is called foreign word borrowing. So our culture is always coming into contact with other culture through trades, travel, and even conflict. Words from one language enter other language. Some of the words are spelled the same in English as they are in the original language, and some have undergone changes. And the example for this foreign word borrowing, there's a language borrowing from French, such as recipe, root, gopher, etc. And there are also from Italian, such as solo, piano, balcony, etc. And the next one is called backronyms. It is a word that is reinterpreted as an acronym, which is a word that was not originally formed as an acronym, is then made into acronym. The word backronym itself is a blending of back and acronym, as well as an acronym. Backronyms are essentially mnemonic devices. So the example of backronym is Perl, which is PERL, is a programming language. The letters of its name are now interpreted as practical extractions and report language. And the other example is called the USA Patriot Act has been retrofitted to be interpreted as uniting and strengthening America by providing appropriate tools required to intercept and obstruct terrorism. So the next material will be explained by my partner.
Hello, my name is Mufida Kutviasari with student number 028. The first is clipping. Clipping is deleting a section of a word to create a shortened form as the word implies. The example of clipping is gas is clipped from gasoline, phone is clipped from telephone. The second is blending. Blending is process of taking two or more words or compounding, clipping parts of one or more of the word and then combining them. A blend is a word that is the result of the process of blending. The new word is a blend carrying a bit of meaning from each of its part. Blends are often used for result of technology, such as the word nylon and Betatron. Nylon is formed by combining vinyl and rayon. Other example of blend is Russia, Europe, and Asia, and the last is email, electronic mail. Notice that in the last example, electronic is clipped back to just E. The third is derivation. Derivation is the process of forming a new word by adding a derivational affix to a word. The example is the verb plan serve as the root for deepline. The derivational affix de is added to create this new word. Numerous affixes in English can be used in this productive way. Some of them are as follow: re, and, this, in, pre, anti, Asian, able, and full. The last is back formation. Back formation is used to form a new word through the process of analogy by removing an affix or what appears to be an affix from that word. The word revise can be used as the root to form the word revision. This is a derivational process, but sometimes an invented word looks like a derivational process, even though the new word was not directly derived from an existing root, however, was based on the fact that words like revision are formed from revise. An imitative process is called analogy. Analogy is process by which one form of a word or another or other linguistic phenomenon is used as the model for constructing another word or structure. The example of back formation is derived from donation and edit from editor. Next.
Okay, my name is Lulu Trimediasari. I will continue the material for my friend. What is embody? Is a word that comes from based on good, real, imaginary person and fictional people and place. For example, the United States of California is named after the founder of the state's founder. In medicine, the names of many diseases, procedures, and other things are embodied. And next, what is trade names? New words are invented to label new products. A trading name is not a registered business name. If you wish to continue using a trading name, you need to register it as a business name. Registering a trading step in branding for a company, but it doesn't provide unlimited brand name or legal protection for the use of the name. A trade name is generally considered the name business used for advertising and sales purpose. For example, McDonald's may be the trade name, but the legal name is McDonald's Corporation. And now we turn to the meaning of word can be changed. We all know that our language is fluid and word can change their meaning over time. Words get extinct and new words are created, but more often existing words are adapted to new circumstances. It is interesting to see how this happens in the course of years, but sometimes words change their meaning overnight. In study on statistically significant detection of linguistic change, published last year, have used data meaning to find out how the way we use words is revealing the linguistic earthquakes that constantly change our language. Their findings are very interesting for anybody who works personally with text analytics, as it reveals a lot about how semantics in our language work. Example, a faster change occurred in the 1970, the word mouse, when it changed the new meaning of computer input device, and later the word nationally the same as the name of the exclusive operating system within a few years. Next, we'll be continuing my friend.
Hello everyone, my name is Ravi Putra with an last student number of 056. Now I'm gonna talk about part of speech. There are four types. There are noun, pronouns, adjective, and definite. The first one is noun. What is noun? Noun is a word that used to identify any of a class of people, places, or things, or to name a particular one of these. So the first one, a proper noun. Proper noun is used for named person, or places, just like John Smith, California. And then there's also common noun. Unlike proper noun, this refers to a class of person, ideas, or things. Example, man, state, street. And then there's also pronoun. What is pronoun? Pronoun is a type of word that replaces a noun. Pronoun used like word she, you, him, them, this, and who. There are some subtypes of pronoun, just like reflexive. That is object pronouns that refer back to the subject. For example, myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, ourself, yourself, and themselves. Then there's also intensive, usually used for emphasis and have same form as reflexive pronouns. Example, I myself help myself to dinner. The first myself is intensive and the second is reflexive. And then there's also indefinite. There are no specific reference. For example, any, anybody, anyone, all, each, everyone, and etc. And then I'm going to talk about adjective. What is adjective? Adjectives are words that used to describe or modify nouns or pronouns. There are two subtypes. Descriptive. There qualifies or modifies a noun or pronoun. For example, good, happy, wonderful, ugly. And then there's also limiting, also called articles. In this linguistic place, articles into the next category discussed below called determiner. They will be described in that category. And then we're going to talk about determiner. What is determiner? Determiner is a word to fix the form, position, or characters of beforehand. There are two subtypes. Articles. The indefinite articles a, and. indicates that the noun they refer to has not been identified previously. The definite article D refers to a previously referred to noun. Example, a, an, the. And then there are demonstrative pronouns. For example, this, that, this, and those. Then the next one we continue with my friend.
Hello everyone, my name is Rosa Pertiana and my three last student number is 047. Now I will explain about verbs. Verbs express an action, an occurrence, a condition, or a state of being. They can be a single word or a group of words, and in English, they can be inflected for tense, person, number, voice, and aspect. There are several types of verbs. The first one is transitive. It's for text and object. Example, Bruce built a house. The second is intransitive. It does not require a direct object. Example, Dan retired. The third is distransitive. It takes more than one object. Example, a direct object and an indirect object. Example is Neta gave Kasim a present. The fourth is linking or copulative verbs. They cannot form a complete assertion by themselves and do not take a direct object. They link the subject to a noun or an adjective. The example is, my mother is an artist. He remains a good person. That pie smells good. And the fifth is auxiliary verbs. This verb is helping verbs, are used to form various stems. The example is James is working very hard. Yoshi has studied for many years. Auxiliary verbs is also model express particular mood or attitude. The example is may, can, should, must. And the sixth is phrasal verbs. They are compound verbs. A base verb is combined with a particle, a preposition, or proof. The example is he stood by his statement and she brought that up again. Next is adverb. Adverbs modify verbs, adjective, or other adverbs. Like adjective, certain adverbs can have positive, comparative, and superlative degree. The subtypes of adverb is manner adverb. Example, carefully, helpfully, noisily, well. Second is time adverb. Example is today, tomorrow, yesterday, soon, now, later. The third is place adverb. Consists here, inside, there, somewhere, and the fourth is frequent adverb. The example is often, usually, sometimes, absolutely, rarely, never. The fifth is direction adverb. The example is away, towards, forward. And the sixth is degree adverb. The example is absolutely, rarely, never. Next is preposition. Preposition usually introduce a phrase that ends in a noun or pronoun. They show a relationship between the object and another word or words in the sentence. There are several types of preposition. The first is normal word order. It's used in declarative sentence. Example, Jack went to the store for shoe. The second is modified word order, used in WH question formation. Example is who did Jack go to the store for? The third is single word preposition. Example is for, on, up, about, at, below, by, in. And the fourth is complex preposition. The example is according to, because of, in front of, on account of, instead of. And the last is conjunction. Conjunction connect words or groups of words. There are several types of conjunction. The first is coordinating conjunction, is connect equal elements. Example, and, or, nor, but, for, and, so. And the second is correlative conjunction. It's connect equal elements but occur in pairs. Example, either blah 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 or neither blah 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 nor, etc. And the last is subordinating conjunction. It's connect and unequal elements. For example, a dependent and independent clause. The example of this conjunction is because you didn't study, you flunked the test. And that is the last material of this.
Okay, that's all we can say for today. Thank you for your attention and have a good day.